Good morning everyone, it's me again, Clem from clemtravlog. Currently I'm at the suburb of Clifton Hill and today I'm going to do another trail introduction video. And I'm going to introduce you this one, the Merri Creek Trail. So currently I'm located at the southern end of this Merri Creek Trail, which is at the entrance next to this Trenary Crescent, and I'm going to ride to the north end, which is at Fawkner, just at the junction of the Western Ring Road Trail and this Merri Creek Trail. So in this video I will bring you through the whole trail and try to show you the environment that I rode past and also give you some additional knowledge, some historical value about some iconic landmark and also name origin of the suburb that I rode past. So let's go now. Alright, this Merri Creek Trail is a roughly 19 kilometers, 18 kilometers to 19 kilometers north-south shape path that runs along one part of the Merri Creek. So next to me, this is Ramsden Reserve. Climb, just a slight climb. Now you can see we're going through all this, the valley. Sounds like you're in Yarra Valley or some parts that actually out of the hustle and bustle city life. And now it's actually 6:45 in the morning and it's very cold now, around 7-8 degrees. It's spring now and will be warm soon, roughly 20 degrees at 12 o'clock. So I aim to finish this trail in 3 hours. So I'm going to give you the first additional knowledge about this episode, the name origin of this suburb, Clifton Hill. So Clifton Hill is named after Clifton in England, named by early land spectacular John Knight. So at the beginning part is a bit hilly, up and down, rolling hills. So from here you have to turn right, and here you have to be very careful, very steep descent, and there's a blind spot at the front, so just slow down. If you can't handle it, dismount. And the front, you're going to cross under this Heartrate Road Bridge. It's a historical bridge. So this bridge at the back of me is Heartrate Road Bridge. It's a historical bridge that built in between 1849 and 1852 by Thomas Stephen. The bridge actually first built as a wooden bridge and then they rebuilt it into a stone bridge. And now we are actually quite near to the Merri Creek, and I'm going to show you the creek and give you a bit of introduction about the creek. So Merri Creek is a roughly 70 kilometers length waterways, rise from Wallan, flowing south, joining Yarra River at Diggers Falls. And the name Merri derived from the Aboriginal language, means rocky, reflecting the area being rocky due to the volcanic history in the area. This creek was traditionally the location for the gathering of Aboriginal people. It was also thought that the area of this creek, somewhere around Russell Station at the front, was the location of the signing of the Batman Treaty. And later on I will show you the area where the historian believe the location of the Batman Treaty was signed. It's not far from here. I'm going to continue and show you. So you can see Clifton Hill is a compact suburbs that a lot of old generation houses built. But now you're actually riding through all this valley and you actually doesn't know that you are inside the city area in the suburbs. And now we're going to cross Merri Creek. So you can hear the bird sound and feel the fresh air. So this is a good trail for escaping from the hustle and bustle city life, not far from the city. Yeah. So I always reckon this is one of my favorite trail. I've been riding here for a few times already. How will you believe you're actually riding in inner suburb like this? You thought you're riding in Mount Dandenong. So we're going to cross the Merri Creek again. Always be careful during rainy season. The water level will be rising up and going to cause a bit of flooding. So make sure you don't ride on Merri Creek to avoid flooding during raining season. Alright, at the front this is High Street. So we're going to cross under High Street. Once we cross under High Street, we are entering another suburb, Footscray North. At the front, there's a Russell station. So there's two ways you can go. You can go right hand side or you can go left hand side. So normally I go left hand side because it's more continuous way. This is Russell Station. Russell Station is a station part of today Munda Line. It was built in 1927 and used to be part of the defunct steam era railway line, the Inner Circle railway line. So yeah, this is the only station that you will meet when you're riding on this Merri Creek Trail. So opposite of the other side, not far from the station, the other side of the river, the Merri Creek, is actually the location where I mentioned just now. The historian actually believed that's where the location of the signing of Batman Treaty took place. It's a treaty signed between John Batman when he first landed in Melbourne. In 1835, he signed with the Aboriginal elders so to claim the land in Melbourne. And then also 3 months later, the treaty was actually declared void by the governor of New South Wales at that time, the 8th governor of New South Wales, Sir Richard Bourke. Of course, I forgot to mention, from the southern end of the Merri Creek Trail all the way to this Russell Station, not far after the Russell Station, the trail is actually also part of a famous inner city loop trail, the Capital City Trail. Okay, you can see on the signboard here, just in front of the Russell Station, actually listed that Merri Creek Trail is also part of the Capital City Trail. If you'd like to know more about the Capital City Trail, you can view one of my previous video that I made regarding Capital City Trail. I made it 2-3 years ago, although some part has been changed due to the development, but basically it gives you an idea like roughly how the trail is going to be. Okay, came to this point, we have to dismount because it's against the law to ride in the station area. So we have to dismount and walk under. Look at it. So now crossing under Russell Station and also Munda Railway Line. Alright, let's get back on the bike and continue our journey. Yeah, like what I mentioned, there's two sides split up on both sides of the creek. I usually prefer this side because it's more continuous trail. At the other side, it's only lasts a little bit short, and then they will be on the route of all this residential area. At the front there's a little junction on your right hand side. We're going to turn in there. That's the Merri Creek Trail and go straight. We will continue as Capital City Trail and Inner Circle Railway Trail. So now we left Capital City Trail and Inner Circle Railway Trail and continue on this Merri Creek Trail. And we're still in the suburb of Footscray North. Okay, at the front we're going to cross Merri Creek again. Once we cross this part of Merri Creek, we're entering another suburb, Northward. So the suburb of Northward is actually named by an early days Surveyor General, Sir Andrew Clark, after Stratford Henry Northward, the first Earl of Idlewild. Alright, at the front there's one of the main road known as St. George Road. So this is a main road in inner north suburbs. So this road believed to be named after St. George, a popular figure that played a legendary role in Christian Martyr and also the patron saint of England. So going this way, we'll be heading north of the road. We'll be going through Thornbury, Preston, and then heading the what we call the Western Ring Road. And now we're going to continue to cross on this bridge to cross Merri Creek and then go under to continue north of the trail to head to the northern end. Let's go now. Okay, turn left here. So here is a bit of blind spot and decent slope, so we have to be very careful. Slow down the speed, watch out for pedestrian or other trail user. Once we cross under St. George Road, we're leaving the suburb of Northward and get back into the suburb of Fitzroy North. So now we are in the suburb of Fitzroy North. Let's continue. So let me give you a little bit of additional knowledge about this suburb, Fitzroy North. Fitzroy North, located on the north side of Fitzroy, together with the suburb of Fitzroy, they share a same name origin. You might not know, Fitzroy is actually a suburb that first created in Melbourne in the early days, so they consider it as the first suburb in Melbourne. And when they first created, it was actually known as Newtown, and then they changed it into Fitzroy in 1850 after the 10th governor of New South Wales, Sir Charles Augusto Fitzroy. So this Sumner Park is the home ground of a Victorian Association football club, the Brunswick Zebra Football Club. So this is their home ground. So this park, Sumner Park, is actually named after Charles Sumner. He's not Australian, he was an American senator playing a significant role in a fight against the slavery in 19th century. Once we pass this Sumner Park, we're actually leaving the suburb of Fitzroy North. We're entering another suburb, the Brunswick East. And now we are entering the suburb of Brunswick East. There's two theories regarding this, what we call naming origin of this suburb, Brunswick. So Brunswick, the first most widely accepted version was named, they believe it was named after Caroline of Brunswick, the estranged wife of the King George IV. And the second version, they believe it was actually named after the former local Brunswick estate, which was owned by Thomas Wilkinson and Edward Parker. So this is the two theory about how this suburb, Brunswick and Brunswick East, got their name. So you can see we keep riding inside a valley that's full of trees, bushes, nature area, like what I keep mentioning. You won't believe running through inner BC suburbs, they're compact houses. Look at the map here. You can see all the area are so packed with buildings, but we are riding through all this trail. So at this location, you can see all this little structure. So there's a little bit of information board here as well. You can read. Here it is. 1860 and 1960 Victorian largest roadstone producing quarry at 51.8 meter deep. All this structure is actually built to clean the litter or the rubbish in the creek. You can see here how they used to be using. And this trail is always very busy, but just because now I'm in the early morning, so still lack of people. If you come slightly later, you see a lot of people cycling and jogging. So you have to be more cautious when you're riding, because this trail is actually an old trail and most of the part is very narrow, a lot of blind spots. So just be careful. So now we're going to cross under this Atherton Road. You see, like what I mentioned just now, narrow, blind spots. So just be careful. Since that you're riding away from hustle and bustle city life, why keep yourself so much pressure, rushing? Enjoy all this nature. Listen to the bird tweeting, listen to the sound of the water from the creek, enjoy the fresh oxygen come out from all these trees. Just enjoy riding on Merri Creek. That's why I like it, for distress. Okay, at the front there's a pedestrian crossing, a bridge, had an Aboriginal name known as Wak Wak Bridge. So this bridge actually built in 2019. The name Wak Wak actually derived from an Aboriginal language, means nimble. So at the front there's a church, a Russian church known as Russian Orthodox Northern Pokro. I don't know how to pronounce Pokro because I can't speak Russian. So this is a church, very beautiful church. So at the front here, this is another historical structure, facilities. I'll show you. There's no one here today, usually crowded. So this is actually located not far from the church just now, maybe roughly 20 meters. This facilities is a cycling facilities, historical landmark built in 1956. It's currently operating by one of the oldest cycling club in Australia, the Brunswick Cycling Club. The club actually founded in the year of 1916. So this is the Brunswick Velodrome, very famous. Alright, here be careful, very narrow. And a lot of bushes, long bushes, so make sure there's no people. And at the front here, this is another significant route in inner north suburb, the Moreland Road. So I have to climb. Off saddle, off saddle, off saddle. Done. So, like what I mentioned just now, this is Moreland Road. It's a major main road in inner suburb, in the north suburb. So the road Moreland actually named after a former local estate, the Moreland Estate, owned by Footscray McCrae. So he named his estate Moreland after a Jamaican plantation known also as Moreland, owned by his grandfather. So apparently this whole area, this few suburbs, is currently under the city council of Merri Creek, and I think most people nowadays still remember that the city of Merri Creek used to be known as the city of Moreland. So this is a bit of a history for you why they changed the name from Moreland into Merri Creek. So in the 2022, the city councillor at the time feels that the name of Moreland is a bit of disgraceful due to the Jamaican plantation. Moreland has a history of trading slaves, so they think that it's not a good name to follow. Has been a bit of controversy for years or even decades, so they decided to change the name into Merri Creek, with actually more represent the characteristic of this area. So Merri Creek, of course, same like Merri, derived from Aboriginal language, means rocky country. So this is the whole history of name changing of the city council from Moreland to Merri Creek. So continue on Merri Creek Trail. This is just next to Moreland Road. We're going to cross Merri Creek or Merri Creek. Once you cross the creek, we're actually entering another suburb, Thornbury. So once we cross the creek using the bridge, we turn left here, continue on Merri Creek. Crossing, thank you. So Thornbury actually named after a local estate established in 1883. So the estate actually also, when they built, they actually named after a local farm in the earlier days, known established by Job Smith. So this is a brief naming history about this suburb, Thornbury. And you can see getting more and more people coming out for early morning activities, cycling, walking, jogging, even walking the dog. See, very nice environment, right? Like what I just keep mentioning, you actually doesn't know that you run through all these compact inner suburbs. If you've been to inner north suburbs like Brunswick, Fitzroy, you know how compact it is, how busy it is. And then who can actually imagine this sort of like hidden gem? Of course, it's not really a hidden gem because it's a very popular trail, that runs through all this hustle and bustle city life, they can get away from. That's why I like cycling. Cycling brings you a different area you can explore. Okay, at the front, this is another reserve known as AH Cap Reserve. And then at the front, there's another reserve as well after this reserve, known as WH Robinson Reserve. So I just came from here, this direction, and this is the first reserve that I mentioned just now, earlier that I just crossed, the AH Cap Reserve. And this is another reserve behind me, the WH Robinson Reserve. So these two reserves actually named after two local significant. AH Cap Reserve actually named after Albert Henry Cap, and WH Robinson actually named after William Henry Robinson. At this spot that I'm standing in between these two reserves is actually the borderline of two different suburbs. So this is the northern borderline of Thornbury, and once I continue down there, I'll be entering another suburb, Preston. So this suburb Preston is actually named by Everwood.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah, he named it after his birthplace in England. And now we are crossing this bridge, the Harding Street Bridge, to cross Merri Creek. It's an old bridge, very old bridge, that the local city council actually mentioned that this bridge is going to be demolished and we build a new one. So there's an information board here says that this Harding Street Bridge actually first built in 1925 and demolished in 1983, and now this is the second bridge, and soon they're going to be demolished again and rebuild a new one. Okay, there's a local farm here in Coburg, the suburb of Coburg. Nice little vegetable farm. Beautiful. So this suburb, Coburg, was originally known as Pendridge, named by surveyor Henry Foote after his wife's birthplace, Pendridge in Dorset of England. And then it was renamed into Coburg in 1870 by Robert Muller, named after the Prince Consort of Queen Victoria, Alfred Ernest Albert, which is also have the title of the Duke of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha. And at the front, this is another busy road, Bell Street. We're going to cross under Bell Street. So on top of me, this is Bell Street, and look at this, Merri Creek. So this Bell Street is a very busy road. Most of people that been through in the north suburb, they know that Bell Street is very busy. So Bell Street is east-west main route in the north suburb, and the name Bell Street is not because of bell, ding dong, not the bell. It's actually named after William Bell, and according to the history, William Bell is a famous figure in the local area, which has a significant development contribution in this region. So they named this route, the whole route, very long route, after William Bell. Anyway, come to this point under Bell Street, it's actually almost around halfway of the trail. So on my left hand side, this is another reserve known as the Gien Reserve. It's the home ground of another Victorian Association football club, the Brunswick Juventus. So this reserve, the Gien, actually named after the Gien family, which is a early days local settler in this area. Right, continue on this beautiful bridge, crossing Merri Creek. Alright, started to get a bit warmer, so I decided to take off my windbreaker. Okay, at the front, this is Merri Road. We're gonna cross under Merri Road. You can see a lot of people start jogging now. So this Merri Road, actually named after Sir George Murray, who was a British Army officer and a colony administrator. So it's the same guy that the longest river in Australia, the Merri River, named after the same person. You see all these flood indicator. Imagine when it's a raining day, how tall is the water level going to be to flood all this trail. Yep. So just cross under Newlands Road. You hear the sound. There's a dam. Show you the dam. So this is a small dam on Merri Creek. So this dam actually is the main reason resulting the Coburg Lakes up here. So this dam actually built in the year of 1915, and to hold the water, to control the water from massive flowing into the downward stream. So Coburg Lakes at the front, not far from here, is a local significant area for recreation and has been a beautiful place for reserve for family activities. So here there's a sign of Coburg Lake Reserve. Actually give you a bit of knowledge about this lake. So 1 million years ago, lava poured from volcanoes located in the north of Melbourne in the area such as Bow Hill, Craigieburn. It covered the undulating plains and Creek Valley. The lava cooled from basalt, the rock used to construction of the Pendridge Prison and Lake Reserve. So this is the view of the famous Coburg Lakes in the area. Looks so peaceful, a lot of birds around. And apparently, you see the little wall, bluestone wall at the back. Guess what it is? So this bluestone wall at the back of me is another historical significant structure in this area. Coburg is known as Pendridge Prison, one of the early days prison located in Melbourne. So it was built in the year of 1851. Unfortunately, the prison has been closed now. It closed in 1997, so they're not being used as a prison anymore. So this is a bit of climb at these Coburg Lakes. Not much, roughly 20 meters of elevation, and there's some sculpture you can enjoy while visiting these Coburg Lakes. Crossing. Okay, on my left hand side, this is Car Street, and we're going to cross under Car Street. Oh yeah, this signboard, snake signboard, actually remind me something during spring summer area, because this is just next to the water and a lot of bush. So just be careful, don't try to go into the bush, because there's a risk, potential risk of snake activities. You know, sometimes snake in Australia can be deadly. So came to this point of, it's actually quite peaceful. Not many users now, because this area is more getting into an industrial area. So on the weekend will be less pedestrian. Alright, came to this point, this sharp right turn crossing the bridge. Once we get you, wait, hang on. which is this point. Once we turn right, crossing this drain, small tributary of Merri Creek, we're actually officially entering the suburb of Fawkner. Okay, there's a climb here. Remember, the gaming used to struggle. Gonna go, not the hard one. Easy, easy, easy. All right. So come to this point in Fawkner, you less likely see higher tree now. It's basically more like a grassland area. So yeah. So the more northern part you're going, you will see more grassland instead of higher tree. So this suburb of Fawkner, it was named after John Pascoe Fawkner by John Duke, a local landowner. Who is John Pascoe Fawkner? Why you have to honor him? Because together with John Batman, he was another founder of Melbourne that actually landed in different ships to Melbourne just few days after John Batman landed. So there's two figures actually being recognized as the founder of Melbourne. One is John Batman and the other one is John Pascoe. Okay, at the front we're going to turn right, crossing the creek again. Once we cross the creek, we're going to be entering another suburb, reservoir, which is on the border of the suburb, just for a while. So now this is crossing the creek and we are in the suburb of Reservoir. So this suburb of Reservoir, you know, the water reservoir, yeah, it actually exactly mean the water reservoir. Why? Because it's actually named after three Preston Reservoir that first built in 1863. Look at the map here. This is one of the early days reservoir in the inner north suburb. This area, it was first settled in 1837, not long after Melbourne was founded, and then only declared as a suburb by itself in the year of 1927. So you can tell it's, the road is actually straighter, less blind spot, easier to go. So this trail, both sides actually connecting with other trails. On the southern side, actually connecting with Main Yarra Trail, and the northern side connecting with Western Ring Road Trail. And now we're going to be crossing Merri Creek again and re-enter the suburb of Fawkner. Okay, we are actually not far from the north end, almost the end of this Merri Creek Trail. So this area is another area known as Bababi, Jinanong, or what, I can't remember its Aboriginal name. So yeah, this area known as Bababi Jinanong is actually an Aboriginal name. This area is a preserved area that actually shows you volcanic site before the development of the suburb, how it used to be look like. Melbourne, north side of Melbourne actually built up, some part built up from the lava basalt erupted million years ago from the volcano. So that's why it's very rocky. So this is a place that actually shows you, able to show you how it looks like. Sadly, this place is not really well maintained. It's all covered by grass. A few years ago when I came here, you can actually see it's a plain, and then you can see rock, very rockies, and all the basalt rocks, lava rocks. But now you hardly to see anything. So another suggestion, if you're really interested to see how it looks like, there's another place in Braybrook or Sunshine, one of these. There's a place called Matthew Hill Reserve. There's a reserve place, the same purpose, but they're well maintained. You can see clearly all the lava, stone, grassland, how it looks like before the development or maybe before the prehistoric era. You can watch one of my previous videos regarding this Sunshine Footscray Trail. I actually rode past the Matthew Hill Reserve and actually shows you how it looks like. Alright, at the front is actually another reserve known as Moomba Park Reserve. Alright, this Moomba Park Reserve or Moomba Park or Moomba Reserve in Fawkner is a home of a Victoria Association Football Club. When I'm talking about Association Football Club, it actually means soccer, not the Aussie rules football, okay? So the past few clubs that I been through is all the soccer club. So this football club are known as Moreland United Football Club. So this reserve, Moomba, actually derived from Aboriginal language. Moomba means to go. So where to go? Let's move. Alright, so this is the junction, which also the northern end of this Merri Creek Trail. Alright, so currently I'm at the northern end of this Merri Creek Trail at the junction of Merri Creek and Western Ring Road Trail. So Merri Creek Trail is roughly 18 kilometers to 19 kilometers trail, runs in between the suburb of Fawkner and Clifton Hill. So it runs one part of the Merri Creek. Merri Creek is 70 kilometers. The trail condition is actually one of my favorite, as it runs through all the nice area with all the nature. This is what I like. It's a good trail for early morning. Was less crowded, and of course sometimes you have to be careful on the weekend, or the park run activities, or the children, or the old people. I'm not saying that they're annoying, don't get it wrong. I just say that you have to be careful because this is a share path that anyone can use it. So the share path itself on the southern side, the first half from the southern side, the first half is actually a bit more narrow, more old school style. The condition is not that perfect, a lot of blind spot, but the second part, which is the northern side, is a lot better, a lot more calm, gentle, and the trail is actually more wider, and the condition is slightly better and less people as well. So this is basically the trail. I would strongly recommend it if you really like to do something near the city but away from the hustle and bustle city life. This is a good choice, and hopefully I give you a bit of side knowledge and additional knowledge about the historical landmark or this suburbs name. If you like it, see you again on my next adventure. I'm Clem from clemtravlog. Goodbye.
It's finished. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to click the like, subscribe the channel, and share out. Leave a comment if you have any feedback for us. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.